Alright, so coming off of last chapter, you guys already knew that shit basically hit the fan. Alright? Things got real really quickly, and this chapter cuts away from that. But before you guys get angry, we do get some closure on what happened last chapter. So we'll get to understand some of those things, as well as get a bit more of an insight around the entire battlefield today. So let's go ahead and dive into these spoilers, courtesy of Twitter and the My Hero Shonen Paradise Discord. So, we go ahead and we start with the title of 363, called The Ones Who Defend and the Ones Who Attack. And the chapter begins with Monoma thinking back to Bakugo's fighting during joint training when he said he wanted a perfect win. He can't believe what he's seeing. He screams that it can't be true. Genist is next to Bakugo and confirms that he has no pulse. Now, if I remember correctly, Monoma is the dick, right? Yeah, okay. Monoma is the dick. So he confirms that Bakugo wanted a complete and utter victory. And we then get this right here. Genist is next to Bakugo and confirms he has no pulse. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Bakugo doesn't have a pulse. He's dead. Now, can Kaminari shock his heart back to life or whatever? I don't know. I'm pretty sure his heart exploded or something. But Bakugo's dead. He's dead. He is. His body doesn't have. His heart's not beating anymore, which is not a good sign if you're a doctor, and it's not a good sign if you aren't a doctor either. So it's just not a good sign. But that is the confirmation. Mirio remembers when he said they would protect everyone until Deku gets there. He is extremely frustrated. Shigaraki says that now he's dead for good. He taunts Eraserhead, saying he gave his student so much credit and stood on the back seat. That's why he's disappointed in him. So Shiggy killed Bakugo, and he is now talking mad shit. Now, I think it's All For One who's talking mad shit, because I don't think Shigaraki normally talks shit, but he could. But basically, Eraserhead is getting taunted for basically not... He can't step in. Basically, Eraserhead and Monoma copycatting his quirk is the sole reason why a lot of these characters are being held in check. Shigaraki asks who wants to be Midoriya's new present, and we see he's grabbed Mirko. She says she should have killed him way back at the lab, but she's not depressed. Quite the contrary. She's angry and biting off Tomura's fingers. So I'm just going to say this now. If Mirko ends up dying, Mirko is just a badass. She's just a badass character. I don't make the rules. I look at what she's done. I look at what she's written. I look at her attitude. She's going down. She's fighting until the very end, bro. You don't get more badass than that, all right? We'll see if she escapes, though. I'm pretty sure she's in rough shape. We do have some pictures here that I think we'll see of Mirko and Shiggy, so that's crazy. If Shiggy dude, Shiggy might be going on a rampage, all right? We have still more of the chapter here, so we'll see how Mirko's situation develops here over time. It then cuts back to Kamino, and we see Dabi's still alive and kicking. So there we go. There's more confirmation, more clarity on Dabi's situation. Dabi is still alive. He risked it all at the last second and tried copying Shoto's new technique. As a result, he has resisted it and is now burning Kodo and Onima, who are seriously injured. I said they're Kido. I'm pretty sure I said their names wrong. Burnin tells Shoto to run. He has that X fire effect on his chest too. This is interesting. Dabi tried to copy Shoto's technique and it didn't. As a result, he has resisted it. That's interesting. Shoto says he underestimated Toya, thinking he only had raw strength. He has polished his quirk by himself for all these years. He has a very polished control over his power. Dabi shows skeptic, and a voice starts coming from a device at that giant Nomu's back. So I think Dabi ends up calling Skeptic. I think Skeptic is a member of the PLA. No, the PLF is what it's called, the Paranormal Liberation Front. So we then continue here. Basically, Dabi is he's kicking it. Or he's not kicking it, he's still alive. Skeptic calls Toya daddy's boy and says he's too busy to respond. But if he's asking about Endeavor's location, he's fighting All For One on Gunga Mountain. We see Tomura again, and he says that they shouldn't have given the villains time to prepare. They should have rushed like Deku wanted. So this is crazy, dude. The villains seem to have the upper hand, and they are talking so much trash right now. Skeptic is controlling a satellite and keeps track of everyone's location. He's apparently communicating directly to many of the villains too. While many other companies were leaving Japan, he was dedicating himself to spreading Redestro's words. The communication in the command room where All Might is at has been hacked by Skeptic. That's why Mandalay wasn't able to hear from Deku. The last thing we see from him is that he has an inside map of all the escape routes beneath UA. He started moving something. We see a glimpse of the shelters where the civilians are at. The Todoroki family is watching as the Masagaki teacher tells her students to behave. That they are but they are sure 5 PP man. I don't know what that meant. That's okay. Bakugo and the rest will win. But All For One spies are there too, holding their phones. All For One's spies, dude. This dude is like the kingpin, bro. He knows it all. He's the master manipulator. The last spread takes us back to Gunga. All For One says he heard at the last war the villains were taken by surprise. But not this time. Now they are the ones attacking, and the heroes have to defend themselves. They're one step closer to their dream. We see his face. That's it for the summary. Now, before I talk about anything, we see his face. All For One's face, dog. Is that All For One's face? Is that his face? Wait a minute. Is that what I'm looking at? Hold up. So we have the pictures, right? So here's the picture of Monoma and Bakugo, right? Genis is next to Bakugo. He has no pulse. There's Shigaraki talking shit. There's Shiggy with Mirko, who's trying to bite off his fingers. There's Dabi, who is still alive. And he's, by the way, he looks mummified, my guy. There's Skeptic. Is that All For One's face? Dude, I didn't expect that. What? Hold up. I wasn't even on Twitter. Okay. I think that's All For One's face. Damn, that's crazy. I actually think that's... I legit think that's an All For One face reveal. Wow. That's crazy, dude. That's a thumbnail of the video. You know, wow. That's the All For One face reveal. Now, the interesting thing here is I know everyone's going to go to the Dad For One theory. I don't necessarily know. I don't think All For One looks like Deku. I don't think he does. But that is it for the video. And wow. We got the All For One face reveal. That's the end of the chapter. He doesn't look like Deku, but once again, I'm not going to discount this. This does take the Dad For One theory in a bit of a negative light. But listen, let me know if you would swipe right on All For One if you were on Tinder. Let me know if you would swipe right on him in the comments, because he's not too bad looking of a guy. If only he wasn't such an absolute douchebag. That's going to be it, everybody. That ended wow, this chapter's got some reveals in it. Bakugo doesn't have a pulse. Dabi is still alive, and we got the All For One face reveal, bro. That's going to be it. I'll catch you guys in the next chapter. Shit's just heating up, bro.